Hi everyone, Jeff here, and in this video I'm going to give you my top tips for making your next foam party a success. Before we begin, please like and subscribe as I plan on creating more videos soon. Alright, let's get started. Tip number 5. Do the trash can switch. Start with both trash cans full at the beginning of the party. When the first runs out, switch the pump over to the second one. As the second one is in use, refill and mix the soap in the first one. Switch back and forth in this pattern and you will have no downtime during your party. Your machine will be ready to go at all times. Tip number 4. Use good quality soap made for foam parties. I know it's tempting because foam soap is so expensive, but if people are paying to get into your party, then you owe them a good experience. And to do that, you really can't cheap it on the foam soap. Stinging eyes, sore throat, and dry skin are just some of the side effects of using dish soap at your foam party. I'm as guilty as the next guy on this one, but after trying several indoor parties with dish soap and leaving each time with those symptoms, I decided never again. Even when buying professional foam soap, the cheapest option may not always be the best. Even though you're paying less up front, you might end up using more of the cheap soap than a more expensive, higher concentrated mix. Tip number 3. Create a foam pit. Create some kind of semi-enclosed space for the foam to build up. Without a pit, the foam will spread out and not stack up. At my parties over the years, I've used interior walls, tarp walls, portable fencing, and inflatable foam pits. Although it's not a necessity, it definitely adds to the party experience. I've done several in large open areas as well, but the ones where I used a foam pit were definitely the best. Alright, what else we got? Here we go. Tip number 2. Create a foam machine controller. You'll need a good way to switch on and off your foam machine and pump throughout the party. Simply unplugging it and plugging it back in will not work. Everything gets wet at a foam party. Your hands will get wet, you're going to get water into the plugs, and if it doesn't trip the breaker, you're going to get shocked. Long story short, you need switches to turn on and off your foam machine and pump. A really simple way to do this is to put 2 power strips together and use the switches on those. Use 1 power strip for the foam machine and 1 power strip for the pump. If you know a little bit about electricity, you can create a foam machine controller. I built this controller to control up to 4 machines at once. And if y'all would like, I can make a video on how to build this controller in the future. I have a bonus tip for y'all. Buy a bubble machine. At any party, the foam machine will not be on the entire time. And I find that when it's off, the energy level starts to drop as it starts being really still in the room. You can get around this by buying a bubble machine. It adds great atmosphere, and on the plus side, the machines are really cheap and the soap for them is really cheap. Alright, let's see here. Alright, tip number 1. Tip number 1. Tip number 1. Tip number 1. Elevate your foam machine. This is the most basic thing, but it's also the most important. You can do it in a variety of ways, be it attached to truss, ceiling beams, stage risers, or even off the edge of a roof or balcony. You must get the machines over the partygoers' heads, otherwise people will crowd the machine and the foam won't spread. For best results, try to get the foam machine over the center of the foam pit. If that's not possible, consider using an additional fan to blow the foam to the center of the pit. This is actually how I set up most of my parties, and it's a necessity for large crowds. It also creates a more visually dynamic party as it gives you a blizzard and foam cannon effect. That's it for now, guys. Thanks for watching. All these tips are things I learned the hard way over the years, and hopefully they'll help you make your next party a success. I'm relaunching my channel, so be on the lookout for new videos coming soon.